Hey guys, how's it going? Got a lesson for you today on spread arpeggios. I like to call them drop two arpeggios because they come from kind of drop two chord voicings. Right, they're gonna sound like this when you play an arpeggio. Alright, so what's going on here? If you don't know what like a drop two chord is, essentially what a drop two chord is say we take this particular chord right here, just a C major chord. We can play it like this. What we're going to do, drop two means we take the second highest note and we drop it down one octave, right? So in this case we have C, E, G, so the second highest note would be an E. We drop it down the octave, which is our open E string, and then we're going to go E, C, G. So that's going to give us this spread voicing. And then we can move it up the arpeggio. Up the inversions. Right. And you can do this all over the fretboard. I really like them on the middle string sets. So we have, starting here on the 3rd fret of the A string, we have C, then we got 5th fret of the D, that's G, then we've got 5th fret of the B, that's an E, and we go. Now what I'm doing with my right hand here is I'm doing a pluck, pluck, pull pattern, which is kind of like a Johnny Highland thing, country guitar player thing, hybrid picking essentially. So we go down, down, and then pluck with the middle finger, and I'll have a close-up for you in just a moment. So we have that. Then our next inversion would be the 7th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D string, and the 8th fret of the B string. We get this. Right. Then our final inversion is going to be G, which is the 10th fret on the A string. We have E, 14th fret of the D string, and then C, 13th fret of the B string. All right. So all together. And then now let's get a close-up of that. So there we have the major chords. Now we can also do the minor chords as well. That's going to look something like this. And I'll put the tablature and chord boxes on the screen so you can follow along. So you have those two, and then you can do the diminished as well. So that's going to look something like this. Right. Now, what you want to do is try and figure these all out across different string sets. Like I showed you in the beginning, we can do them on the low string, with the 6th string being our lowest note. So starting with this one, we've got. Also do them with 4th string roots. So let's do it just like this. Right? And then we'll need to jump down here to get the last one. And then back up again. Right. Now what you want to do is you want to use those across all the string sets. I recommend just working on one at first. So say just work on the C major one. Get really comfortable with that and how that feels. And you can also alternate pick if you'd like. So doing down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So, sorry. Whatever you prefer. I like the hybrid pick. I find it easier when crossing strings, especially doing these large intervals. Some people find that awkward, but to each their own. Whatever feels most natural to you is what I recommend doing. Once you get comfortable with a particular one on a singular string set, so we're doing the 5th string as our lowest note, then maybe do the 6th string and get really comfortable with that. And once you've done that, then do the 4th string roots. And then after you've gotten comfortable with kind of moving across the string sets, then that's when I would say go ahead and try to do the minor versions. Do the same thing across all the string sets. Once you feel comfortable with that, then do the diminished ones across all string sets. And after you've kind of gotten all those under your finger and those shapes feel good, the next thing I would do would be move through what's called the diatonic chords, essentially. So we have C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. You got B diminished, and then C again, right? That's gonna sound like this. So that was starting with basically a root note inversion. You can do it also in 1st inversion and 2nd inversion. I'd recommend just getting comfortable with 1 inversion at first. So start with the roots, move those all across the string sets, get comfortable with that, and then move towards doing the 1st inversion and then the 2nd inversion. I think you'll find that once you get used to it and you start adding it into your improvisation, you're kind of going to get sort of an Eric Johnson type sound. He likes to use this a lot. Violin type of sound, you'll hear that a lot in classical music, is spread arpeggios. A whole lot of fun, and there's a lot you can do with it to really open up your playing. So I highly recommend it. After you kind of get comfortable with all that, then you can start experimenting with different kinds of triads. So instead of just doing your standard, root, 3rd, 5th, you could also do things like sus chords, which would be root, 2nd, and then 5th. That would be kind of like. Right? That's going to get you a cool sound. You can also do your sus4 chords. You can do Lydian chords where you have a C and then F sharp and then G. That can be really cool sounding. Pretty much experiment with it as much as you can and utilize it as soon as you can, because that's the most important thing. Is once you get into where you're comfortable with playing it everywhere on the fretboard, then you just want to start throwing on the jam tracks and try and get it into your playing. And then eventually you play it so much and you overuse it so much that you forget about it. And then a month later, it shows up in your playing and you're like, where did that come from? That's where you want to get with practicing these types of things, is play it so much that you're sick of playing it, and then a month later it'll show up and it'll be natural. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. This is going to be the first in a series of many that I'm going to start doing. If you have recommendations or you have something that you want to learn, or that you haven't been quite able to figure out, please leave a comment, and I'll do my best to get around to that as quickly as possible. Like I said, this is just the beginning of the YouTube channel, so I'm still learning how to do all this, and hopefully it'll all get better in the future. But hopefully you enjoyed the spread Triad Arpeggios. I will leave a link in the comments section or on Facebook, and a link in the YouTube channel for you to be able to grab PDFs of everything that we went over today. So enjoy, subscribe, share, let your friends know. Any musician, guitar player friends that are struggling or looking to get something new in their playing. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on, is just trying to give everyone the knowledge that was given to me, and the things that I've figured out and tried to add into my playing, So hopefully this helped, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.